I don't hear her.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back. How are you all on? Oh, by the way, happy Martin Day. Yes, it was named after me. Welcome to Free Enterprise. We are on, I've lost count again. It's somewhere between match 1 and 15 today. It's a number, it exists. We're here. We're going to watch Pyre and quite possibly one of the longest names ever to exist in Free Enterprise in Friedghoughphtheightteeau. Go at it with patently average starting the seed. I am Martin. That voice that you shouldn't have heard because he didn't mute himself was Tybalt. He's covering buttons. Harump is taking care of all the important stuff. And next to me, first time in the Free Enterprise booth, the one and only Mike34. Mike, good evening.
Hello, everybody. How you doing tonight, Martin?
I'm here for another great race between these two folks. What are you looking forward to on this?
Well, I see there's a cane start, so I'm excited to see how we're going to open, how fast the seed's going to go.
You know, it's a strange thing. Kane's one of those interesting characters. If you can find him kind of an early, I'm not gonna say a super powered weapon because we leave that to Cecil and his sticks, but you get yourself a nice little spear, and yeah, your early game becomes a lot easier otherwise. I'm curious about the second character. I'm wondering who's gonna help Kane along in his adventures.
Hopefully it's not Cecil. I hear that that cane can't be trusted with Cecil.
They
Can't be that, right?
They put safeguards in place on that
That's
one.
good
We can't
because he's
start
not
with
safe with
Cecil,
Kane.
thankfully, because oh yeah, that wouldn't be fair. So, looking at the objectives though, what do I see immediately that I love? I love number 3. Number 3 is such a great time.
We all love our jaunts down to 64,000 HP.
Yeah. I mean, going to the giant, I mean, that's always a good time, right? It's not like a D-Mist ever sits there, or a Wyvern, or 107,000 plus HP of the Mega Sisters. There's a lot of things there that can be really rude. I'm here for it. We have required moon objectives. We have a town we have to burn down. We have to bonk someone with a pan. I mean, this is a nice wide variety of objectives that these runners are going to have to face. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go.
Yeah, absolutely. As a newer runner, I always feel comfortable with having the cane start, just because he gets so many options.
He does
to start out, and he's a
yeah,
little bit
very
safer.
much so. I mean, most swords, good chunk of swords, the early mid-game swords are available to him. Obviously, all his spears. Finding something that's nice, a dwarf axe. Seeing as though back row glitch is enabled in this flag set, that's a wonderful thing. There's option. Obviously the high roll is the Avenger. As Possum so eloquently states, staring longingly at an Avenger sword. That's kind of Kane's modus operandi. But hey, we're off and running. Let's go. Second character. What do you think?
Oh, it's Eddie.
Oh, what? No, why?
The blue robe.
It's a bard. Ugh. Starter spoon? No. Oh. We're so
I wonder
sad.
if that's the nice blue robe or the less nice blue robe.
We call that future problems. We ain't worried about that right now. We're good. We'll figure that out.
We have Eddie,
later.
so we'll just hope it's his nemesis.
Yeah. The thing I love about this flag set, and I don't know how many seeds you've played or anything like this, is the start. There's like no really wrong start here. I mean, you're gonna see people land in Baron, go to Toroya, maybe go to Hobbs, maybe go to Evelyn. Like, there's so many directions you can start a seed like this with.
Right now we have mere bedwards, looks like.
I mean, it's a freaky item. D.Mist got a vacation, so no longer Radio's mom handing us the goods. Now it's Bedward, who to this day still wonders what is moist in his bed.
And it's the hook.
Yes, I did just say that, folks. That's okay, though. When you talk to Bedward, he says kind of the exact same thing. So
a little bit of Divergence getting the public treasury. It's max tier 7 T Wildish, so not such a bad idea to see what could be lurking here.
No, not at all. And an Artemis bow for Edward is huge, and an Ogre axe for Kane. That is
Wow.
a really nice public treasury early on.
And to our point right now, they're rolling. We got Leviathan if we see Iridia, Ogre
Yeah,
Axe if we want to
yeah,
take some Eblin chest before we do that hook route, if we do the hook route.
yeah. I mean, well, so that, once again, we're in that question. You see Potato basically going and launching the hovercraft. It's a gated character. Could be Cecil, could be Fu, probably going to be Yang, but that's okay. We get past that part, but
Could be second Eddie.
it, it could be second. What everyone
Who's, by the
dreams
way,
of.
he's a rock star right now.
2 Edwards
Yeah,
in your party and throw a spoon on the ground. Let them fight it out. I'm here for this.
I've seen 2 Eddies and then go directly to the third Eddie. We had Ed, and Eddie, so you never know.
Absolutely. But yeah, Potato, like I said, I don't blame the early hook route at all. Because of the character and the possibilities here, this may direct you. I mean, if it's Cecil, Ordeals now becomes kind of like priority number 1, and Eblin is probably not far behind it. So I'm curious to see where this goes.
It's a great opening loot option too, because you get these gated shops. We just saw some sirens.
Yeah. Yeah, sirens available. Obviously, we all know the power of early sirens if you can get access early underground. Do an egg or 2 and kind of get your party rolling. That is huge.
All right, we're going a little bit of opening right now, probably running to the save point so we don't get that trap chest. And seeing who our gated character is.
There's nothing worse, is there? When you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go through and, oh, hi. Well,
wow, it is.
That's a functionally useful character.
And interestingly enough, we have a character we can do pretty early if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. I mean, let's face it. He's coming in your party. Even if you had to make the decision, be like, hey, who am I going to throw away? He's still coming in your party.
And we're going to have Pyre here is going to find out the good news very shortly.
Yeah. Yeah. So curious to see who...
and then he might fall asleep for a bit before.
Possible. Very possible. We'll see who loots on the way out. Like you said, I mean, the treasure in here is decent. So once again, for, who didn't do the public treasury, maybe you find a white spear lying around in here. Weirder things have happened.
Yeah, that is a nice opening advantage to have an Artemis bow.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Set up your agility if you want to. You got good damage output. Fu doesn't have too many spells yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some decent items so far. Ice Brand, Elixir, Silk Web. Well, there's a trap.
There's our trap chest. No one can use that. Well, actually, Kane could use the Ice Brand, but even so. Yeah.
In case Ruby decides to rear his head, he's going to wish he didn't. But,
He did get a coffin from that starter, but does coffin work on the trap chest?
It does not, unfortunately. It does work on a certain Porom, though, I hear. They're very effective against those enemies. Also, please don't kill me for saying that. I know somebody out there likes Porom. I have no idea who, but somebody does.
On these flags, you could do worse. She gets exit pretty early.
You can, yeah. Exit early, berserk a little bit earlier than Rosa. I mean, yeah. I'm not complaining. So yeah, nothing.
Okay, so we're wrapping up our looting and maybe do a little bit more shopping, and we'll see how early they want to dive this hook, or if they want to look around maybe for the magma key. There's a nice hat.
Glass hat, very, very great for physical defense. Yeah. Slam that onto a Fu or a Kane, and even if they're in the front row, not a lot is going to happen. So, weaponry, though, I mean, yeah, there's things here. There's a Rune Axe, there's a Sammy bow, but I don't know. I don't know what you're buying here.
Feeling pretty comfortable for these guys for a start. We got some strength adding gear. We at least have an ice brand.
Yeah, ice brand. You have an
to go with the
axe. I
already level.
mean, you've got functionally useful gear for your party right now. Like, probably hold on the money. You know, maybe hope for that early. You know, hopefully you hit a magma key. And yeah, those shops underground. I mean, hourglasses, coffins. I mean, there's all sorts of fun things you can spend money on underground. So,
all right, the runners are pretty close together in routing. Looks like we're gonna get a chance to see our fourth character.
yeah.
Who are you hoping for to round things out?
I will take a white mage. And if I can't have a white mage, I'll take a... No, I just want a white mage.
I was thinking you might say Pora on there.
Yeah, Porom does qualify as a white mage. So does Sid with a stack of Cure 3s. But
there you have
the
it.
superior white mage. So,
and I
yeah,
saw Rune Axe equipped on Kane too, so they're gonna make quick work of these.
Looks like Fu came loaded with Ice 2 out of the gate, which is nice. Nothing worse than getting a starting Fu and looking at his spell list and be like, great, he can cast literally nothing.
Pyre immediately
he's basically
takes out
a worse version of Sid. Like, great. I mean, he gets better.
Pyre immediately took out that lead sister and bought a little bit of time there, and now has a slight lead.
I mean, we all know Mindy is the bad one, right? We all agree on this. Mindy is terrible. She
is the one casting the spell, so...
Yeah, you don't want to be on the business side of Mindy, so...
Then again, tell that to Friedghoughtheightteeau there, who's Kane briefly considered betrayal. I'm not going to say...
Kane,
I'm not going to
Kane
stereotype
getting
him,
confused is fine, okay? It's not like it's Tella with Medio or something. I mean, whatever.
So you believe that he was confused?
Maybe. Slightly, possibly. Yes.
Okay, so we're going down to Antlion and both runners checking Antlion now.
Mute Knife, amazing find.
I didn't see if Fu had exit yet. Or
I saw Blink in the first set of spells learned, so I mean Blink is useful. If I had to choose spells, I'd like early Blink.
Oh.
I would not like this.
It's stand-up comedy in Antlion.
Ooh. Well, okay, so there's two ways you can look at this. Hooray, he's out of the way. Followed immediately by when the prize for this ends up being like a samurai hat. And you're just like, why did I just sit through this? Spoilers, I'm not that far ahead. I don't know this is a samurai hat, but it hurts when it's exactly a samurai hat. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, we got Hiding Eddies, and...
I mean, he does do that best. Second best, imploding. Third best, actually using a spoon to his advantage.
Maybe we'll get a spoon.
That's just being greedy.
Spoony comedian.
Nah. I mean, the DPS is fun. I do love me some Spoonward, but...
Spoon and a cart of apples, and he's good to go.
Well, I was going to say, Spoon with a glass hat? I mean, he can take a punch. It's just he still implodes to spells and, well, literally almost everything else, but at least he could take a punch.
Fu can even blink him, so yeah. I'm hoping for a spoon here.
Yeah.
Oh, magma key. That's too easy.
Nah, that's being greedy again. No, we're good. So, but hey, while we have this second waiting for Golbez to go away here, make sure to follow the runners, obviously. Go follow Pyre, go follow Potato, go follow Mike, go follow Harumph, go follow Tybalt. I hear he's all right too. Don't tell me.
Should probably follow Martin too, given that it's his day.
That's a filthy lie. Don't worry about that. It may not be my day, but you know what? I'm better than Mario, so I can jump and throw a hat too, so
We got some required items out of our Golbez there, so at least we
Yeah.
didn't wait in vain.
No,
The samurai
Legend
hat.
Sword. Legend Sword is yeah, that's fine. So I think
But
we may see some deviation here. I like the play from Pyre. I know why he's doing this.
getting through some spells up here, I imagine.
Yeah. You kind of lean on the power of your party, and right now it is exactly named Mop. So the faster he gets unlocked and charged up, the better off everybody becomes. So
And you called it. We have Divergence.
yeah.
Frido hitting. Looks like he's going to do Fabul. I do see a lot of fading of Fabul on these sets to try to single or double dip it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a case can be made for it. Well, I'm gonna lean a little on. It's not just possum methodology, but he talks about this a lot. Is hook routes. You kind of do everything you possibly can to fade a hook route. Like you don't want to go down a hook unless you absolutely have to. So if I have to do, Twin Harp, Fabul, Baron, whatever it may be before I do the hook route, I'm gonna do it.
On this case, we have, at least in Hook 2, a more favorable situation than, like, say, Evil Wall or someone with Bahamut there. We're going to be able to reflect our way through. We have Fu, we have Artie bows.
Yep.
We have some toys. We still, and you do, no matter what, you want enough power to handle maybe like an Ogo.
Right.
In the first slot, and maybe Anchor. I don't see anyone knocking Eddie down.
No.
Anchor with, so.
No. The nice part, at least about the early game, anchoring, agility wise, not that terribly important. Once you start getting into the late game, the Moon, for example, can really punish you for not having an anchor. Same thing with the Giant. Like there are fights there you don't want to play with.
Game Harch as well, I have found, with some mean wyverns.
Yep. Yeah. Especially like a required Asura or Leviathan spot. Yeah, those can get a little bit out of hand. So one of the objectives, ironically, defeat the Baron Castle basement. The Vanilla Odin location, also very fast.
We'll be going there tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, a rat tail. We have a rat tail courtesy of Pyre, so I'm guessing we're probably gonna, I'm sorry, not Pyre, Potato. So we're probably gonna go be turning that in immediately and see what that gives us.
Yeah, we have a hook to go with it. Get it early and maybe pull that magma key.
Once again, that's being greedy. Now we need it to be a chain, but not so much a chain that, I mean, it could be an earth crystal. That'd be fun, or it could be nothing.
I'm sure Kane appreciates it.
Yeah, sure, it sells for money.
And again, he has a black belt, so he'll never
I guess
wear
if you're
it.
gonna go on the equip screen, fine.
Just dispatched
So
Island and Friends over
Yep.
in the back attack spot.
Yep. So pretty straightforward ordeals. Yeah, elements in the front, Mylon and Friends on the back, so nothing terrible. That back bridge spot, the spell power there, you got to be careful of that one. You can find some bosses there that really want to ruin your day, and they do it very well, that spot.
Indeed, but we already saw a couple of the ones that scare me the most.
Yeah, Mega
Golbez,
Sisters.
we saw Mega Sisters.
Yeah.
We saw even Plague. You don't have that much time.
That's a toy.
When we'll find out what robes are where.
It's a gauntlet. Okay. All right, so that does answer your question about which ones that Baron won, so we know that now. We also have a darkness crystal.
Yes, I wonder if we'll be making an early visit to the moon, or if they'll just power through.
It's not are we, it's how fast are we getting up there.
And you could even potentially see a D machine grind that's pretty rare on these sets, but if someone wants to go tackle the moon first, we have Fu. I don't know if he has...
You still need weak, though, to make it all
He has his weak yet, right.
Yeah. No, I was thinking more along the lines of, okay, so you go to the moon. We'll play future predictions here. You have Edward. Edward can be, sorry for all you Edward lovers out there, Edward gets kicked to the curb. Bye, Ed. There's probably a better character on the moon. If it's Cecil, hooray, we're all excited. The shop up there. If the shop has hourglasses, maybe you see someone take a swing at the hair dryers. Maybe you someone bop into Cave Bahamut and burn a siren, since those sirens are available. Burn a siren, grab a set of gold dragons, and bop them to get, some XP and some money. There's a lot of options that come in play based on what character and what's in that shop on the moon.
We could see hair dryers even without the hourglasses, given that we have a nice hat and Quake. Might just power in and grab whatever goodie is available to them.
Yep.
And again, Eblin's available too, so
yeah,
a lot of options.
It's one of those like you want the experience on the characters. I mean, you want Rosa to honestly have Berserk and Blink sooner than later. So having her alive, after the hair dryers are dead would be fantastic, but it's a really good shot at a really shiny stick, or probably something really useful for your party. So, does it bother you that much if everyone's dead but Fu in that fight? Probably not.
At the same time, if you're not going to take the moon, there's a ticker in your head of, is my opponent getting down that hook route faster than I am? Because if whoever's down there first, ostensibly has a time advantage.
Very much so.
It's a lot of give and take. It's a fun strategic balance to walk when you take that hook and how prepared you get beforehand.
And you'll notice a lot of runners. We've all kind of been around the block, so we have ideas of like certain tendencies that people will do when it comes to things like that. But I mean, at the end of it all, this is a race. So, sometimes you have to fade certain things and just hope you're right. So,
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that on this set. Someone will pick one or two hills to win or die on, and sometimes you're 28 and 28 out of 28 because of it, and sometimes you're doing 12 out of 17. So, see how they pick. Here's Tella now. So,
hi there. That's an interesting, I'm
seeing quite a few bosses I don't want to see in other places early, so the runners might feel good about that.
Yeah, but so here's the thing about this one, though. Hella comes with weak.
Exactly.
So now...
More D-money opportunity.
I was going to say, now Siren plus gold dragons on the moon.
On
now
gold
you
dragons
have a way
too.
to kill
That's even
them
better.
Efficiently. So,
but we have the giant required, so they could just take the power levels, finish the giant up with their grind.
They could.
And then clear the moon if they wanted to.
The question becomes, is this party worth grinding for, though? Like, you look at how it sits right now. Your physical DPS right now is currently Kane. And possibly whoever's on the moon.
We get a lot of HP of Bomb here in this spot.
If it's Rydia, if it's, Quack Kid, whatever, could a case be made for it? Yeah, probably. So.
Do like all the options, and I wonder which way they'll go. If we'll see Divergence. Right now, we're going to see 9,000 HP of Mom Bomb.
Believe it or not, I'm okay with this. I mean, just get it to explode, and you have food
in
like
this
you
case,
said with
they
Quake, or you just
before.
shortchange it and do it that way. That works too. So that is not the key we're looking for, though.
What are you doing with Tella? Are you keeping him as an anchor?
You just keep him because he is probably the best utility mage early on, hands down.
Also, now that you're kind of you're almost set to go deep if you want to. You're gonna have to go to the moon at some point, regardless. Are you diving or are you still going to the moon?
I like where this is going, and Pyre just gave it away by that purchase. We're going to the moon.
Did you buy ethers? I missed it.
No, he bought mute bells. Guess what they're great for?
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
LST4 Siren Encounter is a bunch of warlocks that really don't like mute bells.
So in this case, are you just burning a lot of sirens and quaking through, or are you life glitching?
It honestly, well, a quake's not going to kill them. They have like 4,200 HP apiece. So Fu would need Adamant Stardust Rod to have enough firepower to do it.
Berserk or Rune Axe?
Well, yeah, swing with the Rune Axe is going to, you kind of want to, but I also haven't seen life potions for sale, so you're kind of on a limited amount. Sirens being available, I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't think you glitch them. I think you just get to a point where your party's in the 30s or so, maybe. If you're being greedy, go low 40s.
Pyre's looking for those life potions now. Found the Soma drop. He'll take one.
I was going to say, but you are buying a Soma drop. Yep.
That's one more nuke.
Yep. Well, technically, you probably could have bought two there. Because Tella with 100 MP, that is 4 charges of weak. And obviously we know what 200 MP on Fu does. So...
All right, and they're continuing the same pathing.
Yeah.
A little bit less shopping, it looks like, from Friedghoughth.
It's great pathing. I mean, once again, you want to fade that hook route, until you have to do it. So, and we have objectives up here we can do. So, that is not the shop they wanted to see, sadly, though.
Oh, especially given they both sold the Leviathan already.
Yeah.
Holding out for
yeah, that stinks. Oh, yeah, Possum brings up a valid point in the chat. Yeah, 200 MP means he can do one more stone cast. Or in Possum's case, that means fail one more stone cast. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Now, Fu and Tella can fail stone cast together.
Spoilers, Tella doesn't fail stone cast. Tella does just fine.
Huh. You've been using a different Tella.
Well, so remember how we were saying, hey, if you find a Quack Kid or Iridia and you're gonna, do some leveling?
It's just asking us to do some D-money. We have an objective here. But no, we're
interesting that
dropping
we throw
Tella
away
in this case.
Tella. That's, okay.
4 agility versus the 8 that Tella starts with might be factoring.
Possible. It's one of the few characters that actually allows Fu to be relative agility 1. Tella won't do it right out of the gate because he comes with 8, which means Fu would have to be 21 agility, which he ain't got. So, yep. Pyre setting up for these hair dryers. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward.
What are we gonna get?
From here. You know what I would? I'd personally love to see a dragon spear.
Oh. Like an adamant.
I'm not being greedy, but a dragoon spear is functionally very useful for Kayn right now because of obviously the Siren Dragon encounter. So also that Fu, they do not like that Fu very much.
Did you see if he put the glass hat on Fu?
I did not. I did not see. But he's through. Rosa's alive. Hooray. That's the important part. Well, it's not a Dragoon Spear, but it's functionally useful.
Yeah, it's still pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, could possibly be, short of an Avenger. Widely considered one of Kayn's best weapons he can get. So.
And Friedghouth just looks like takes the character.
Pyre flying right back after that.
He's ready to do the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far these runners have been very close to each other, which you kind of expect. They're both very good runners.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, to your point you brought up, yeah, I mean, you have Fu, you have Quake, you have a decent pool of HP, you have a glass hat, you have Kayn with a defense sword, you have probably the best anchor in the game as long as you keep her dead. It's a pretty straightforward formula for getting through this hook route. So
I really like Iridia as an anchor because you keep her down with her 4 agility.
mm.
And then once you get a little bit more levels on your other characters, you can give her a few levels, get her up to warp, and she can get you out of Luca Cave and still anchor for you.
You got to be careful on that though, especially in late game, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna get Iridia a little bit of XP, and then you realize that she just gained 20 levels on you on accident. And you're like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, then you go pick up your Eddie from Tower or...
Yeah. To answer Scotty's question in chat, where was the rat tail? Rat tail was courtesy of Fabul, which Pyre is still fading because, I mean, who wants to go Fabul 3 times, right? It's a nice place to visit, but you don't want to live there. So 2 or less is kind of the standard.
They have great geese.
That's fair. I tend to crash the airship into it a lot. Usually it's that left corner of the castle. That thing, I have vaporized that thing so many times. It's tragic.
You probably think it's the Red Wings attacking every time.
Right. They cannot sell enough insurance for that part of the castle. I am so sorry.
That's right.
So
once again, runners are in lockstep with each other.
Yeah, the runners have kind of done almost the exact same thing for the entire seed, and I love it.
It feels like this is going to be a nice, favorable, easy hook route, but who is at the first spot?
It's one of the things that you kind of learn, at the beginning of, your free enterprise career is not everything is as it seems. It's like, oh, this is the King Queen Evelyn spot. Oh, this is free. Boy, do you learn the hard way very fast that is not the case. So we know who that is.
You do. Mr. Rubicant.
Now the question is, and you might be wondering, why is Iridia not dead? This spot doesn't give experience, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. The runners will get through this
easily.
With relative ease.
Yeah, not any question on this fight. So.
And I don't expect anyone to go back and save either, knowing that they're up against pretty relatively close competition. They know the next boss is doable. They're just going to want to get through this as quick as possible.
Yep. Now, something obviously to keep in consideration here is, yes, you can, obviously the point of this fight is kill Bahamut. In all reality, Bahamut is going to fire here. So the question is, it's actually twofold. 1, how many Star Veils did you start with in your opener kit? And 2, how many are you willing to burn on this fight? So we already used one, unfortunately, on Golbez. Here goes the other one. So the runners are going to have to keep in mind, or at least Potato is, you have no Star Veils. If you run into a Wyvern, you cannot shut that down. So you're going to see probably some item shops and hope that you can find them somewhere. Otherwise, bad things are going to occur.
They are wisely anchoring, which is very important with Wyvern. He could be anywhere. He could be in Dwarf 2. He can be down in that sealed cave. And without a good anchor, you're in a lot of trouble. And without...
There's nothing worse. And I speak for a lot of runners because we've all probably experienced this at least once, where it's like, oh no, I'm good enough. I don't need an anchor. I can go to the moon. And then you find Wyvern sitting in the ribbon room, and he's like, yeah, this is what you get for not having an anchor. And you just die. And you're like, oh, I'll just drop the battle speed. And then you die again.
These are really high-powered flags. And so one of the counters to that is taking Witchburn off and having Wyvern be able to just basically take you out almost anywhere you're at. Also keeps you from not saving. So if you're trying to save menu time by saving, you're taking a little gamble.
Exactly. And we talked about this earlier, how literally there's 15 matches today. There was about that number yesterday and the day before too. I've already seen that happen, where you don't save and you get punished, and it's cost people 5 minutes. So, but hey, Pyre's through. Are we gonna get a look? Oh, he's
yeah,
not
we do.
on the moon. I'm so sad.
Doesn't seem right.
That doesn't. He got confused. Maybe he fell off the airship he fell off the whale on the way to the moon and just kind of bonked on the tower.
And he's kind of at the top of that tower. He's at the transport. Maybe he thinks it's gonna take him to the moon.
Yeah. Just staring up longingly at the sky.
Exactly.
Like, come get me.
With his cute little oogly eyes.
Don't leave me behind. So, okay, so we're underground. Yay.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Dwarf.
I'm going to Dwarf Castle. Yeah.
Wouldn't even blink at it. This is one of those, for me, at least. Yes, I have the Luca key. Okay. I don't exactly have direction underground right now. I would love to find the pan. So pan tells me dwarf. I don't have the tower key. So that really tells me dwarf. And it's a character check. So that like super tells me dwarf.
Yeah, there's a bunch of XP to be had. We have the power to get through it. It's a good routing decision because sure, we can go to get our freebies, but we're risking double dipping.
Well, the freebie,
and losing some routing time.
Yeah, the freebie also could be a real punish. Part of the reason why I like doing dwarf or dwarf and Tamra first. If you find a fight you can take down there, that happens to be something that can be shut down via a coffin or an hourglass, but you go straight to the freebie, and then realize that, oh, dwarf and Tamra had my ingredients for me to get through. Oh, let's just say like dark imps at Leviathan. And it has something very useful behind it, you feel really bad afterwards.
Right. It's expensive intel is what it is, because you gotta, if you double dip, and you're losing precious routing time. But sometimes it's a gamble. Sometimes you can get through early, and then you get your freebie single dip, XP, and intel all at once. So that is the route that Friedghoughth is going with his newfound curse string.
I was going to say, not only that, but if you look 3 chests before that, he got a free star veil out of a chest. So he's got 1 now in case Wyvern decides to rear his head. So
meanwhile, Pyre messing with a nope noodle.
I'm actually happy to see him here. It is a rude spot, but better here than, well, most other places you're going to deal with in the game. So
we have the tools to handle it again.
Yeah.
I believe I saw a crystal ring out of the chest there, so we didn't get key item value, but a crystal ring you could do worse.
Okay, so the march has the goods, at least to possibly shut down this fight. Speaking of fights, I don't see one on Pyre's side, so don't worry about that.
It's an emotional battle.
Yeah, it's not.
Especially with Edge.
All right, moment of truth. What is in the march? Is there something we can swing at now?
Oh my,
sure is. Hi. Hello, guards. I have an hourglass for you.
We have a 40% chance Wyvern at this point?
Yes. It could be
3 or 2, maybe 60%.
Could be. I think it's 3 out of 5. Well, I mean, it's 1 out of what?
Okay, so this is really what you want to see.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is always a good time when you get... So, a lot of people can relate to this. What happens when your boss leaves work? Everybody parties. The soldiers haven't exactly learned how to party correctly, so they just beat each other up. It's great.
And what if they're beating each other up with a pan? Then there's a lot of value.
I mean, it could happen. So. Yeah,
Meanwhile, there's a
unfortunately,
disembodied
Potato,
hand.
you need a little more power. That ain't gonna cut it. Try again, good sir. But yeah, so these punches that you're seeing, not only do they punch themselves very hard, but they also punch you very hard. So it's kind of nice to see them in this spot.
Well, they are not beating each other up with a pan. We just found that pan. On Pyre's side in Dwarf.
Courtesy of Dwarf. Gee, who would have thought doing Dwarf first? Brilliant, I say.
So I do like Pyre's position right now. Now he can single dip for bull, which is kind of the dream. That's you route a lot of route and trying to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
you might be able to
off.
single dip Fey March too.
Yeah. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you feel bad. Sometimes, in the case of Pyre, not that we don't know the case, but if Fabul exactly had the magma key, you'd actually feel really bad. So that's interesting, but not very useful.
I mean, Bahamut's strong. Blarg is tough. They have Rydia.
It sells for money.
Anchor swap.
It sells for money.
It does that also.
Yeah. I don't blame Potato here for spying the other one.
Yeah, for sure. But this is cheap intel because we've already come up here. We've already got value.
Yeah.
Or at least. Oh,
well,
and it is. What?
Hi. Are we really going to take a swing at him? Is Potato going for the infamous, hey, I'm going to do the march once and then never come back? I like it.
It's really bold and great if he can do it.
Yeah.
It'll help catch him up a little bit from the Fabul single dip.
One of the things I like about this, and to your point about possibly like, hey, Rydia could learn, Bahamut or whatever. One of the fun things to do with Wyvern is if Rydia is part of your party, make sure she gets a wall, make sure whoever else gets a wall, and start casting a summon with Rydia, whether it be Chocobo or Sylph. Wyverns are allergic to summons. They decide that they're going to fire back at you with Mega Nuke. So you can have them Mega Nuke repeatedly and off themselves that way. It's a fun little trick to do with Wyvern. It's a blast when he does it.
Even if you have low MP and Sylph with a glitch on, you could do it that way as well.
Yep. The rule is you just have to have enough to cast it. Did he use
his last Star Veil?
It is.
Now, doesn't Fu have wall? Would that not get off in time? Is there a delay on it?
There's a short cast time. I believe cast time on wall is 1. Somebody with way more knowledge than me can tell me if I'm wrong on that one. So it's almost instant.
And again, with Golbez being seen and Bahamut, now Wyvern, there aren't a ton of reasons.
No, those are kind of the big three. Obviously, if you're running like there's times where like reflecting like a full spellcast party is the thing. I don't think here Potato's got the DPS to get through this though. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a valiant effort.
It was a heck of an attempt though. So that one goes in the old memory banks of, boy, I hope this doesn't have anything and punish me later for it.
Still like the bold move.
Yeah.
He's pretty close.
Speaking of bold moves, though, let's go back to Pyre side because looking at the items, I see a pigtail in his inventory, which probably came from that pan.
Yeah, we were so focused on Wyvern there that we're about to get an adamant armor.
Uh-huh. So I'll pose you the question. You have the party. Who's the adamant go on?
In my case, I like to put that on Kane. I know a lot of people probably choose Fu here, but I'm very Zerker oriented in these flags.
Okay.
And if I ever drop Kane later for Cecil, then it can switch targets.
Yeah.
Who are you putting it on, Fu?
Yep. So sorry, Foo's nuke capabilities, I think, and the fact that basically his speed now moves up to a point that anchor-wise, we go back to the whole year case of if Radia gains a few levels, it's kind of okay. It's
Right.
more of if Radia accidentally gains a few levels that Foo still stays RA1 for me, which is huge. Kane has such a high agility mark that he usually is doing okay on his own. So
I think if I get too many levels on Rydia, I'm picking up a Tella.
yeah, I mean that's what Mysidia is for. That's what this flag set allows is, not that I've screwed up anchoring multiple times and had to fly back to Mysidia repeatedly to trade out anchors. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, that capability exists.
There are the hourglasses, so you may see some of those dragons later.
Yeah. Siren Hourglass combo is just amazing, whether it be via Dragoon Spear or the weak spell. Dragons seem not to like either of them. So
very quick 180,000 XP, 240 if you're good with your.
See, now you're being greedy again with that triple life glitch.
I don't do it often myself. I try, but
just settle for the 10 key items and the 180. Yes, that's a Dart reference. So now we get to see Pyre take a swing at these fights. He will be obviously excited over the one on the left.
Well, I wonder if he'll take on the Wyvern as well.
Okay, so it's going on
a few more
for
toys.
This one, so.
So, without looking, could you spell Friedghoughphtheightteeau potato for me?
No.
Okay. I thought maybe you've been around long enough.
In my defense, I used to be able to when really? I actually participated and kept an eye on ladder, but no. No.
I wonder if when he has to put his name in, if he types it out every time or has like a copy paste tool.
I bet he types it and I bet he never screws it up.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yep.
All right, now we have some soldiers again beating themselves up. I wonder if we'll get a stone cast or something fun.
Oh, no off-slot stone with Foo. Oh, we're so sad.
Did he put that in?
No, we didn't want to drive that point home today, Possum. Yep, looks like you're off the hook for now. There's a story involved in that. We'll talk about that one later. It's a great time.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically we're just watching what these two runners did just in reverse this time.
And both Foos just picked up their nuke spell.
Yeah.
Friedghoughphtheightteeau probably wishing he had that for the Wyvern.
Yeah, that spell does help matters, especially if you dump it at battle speed 6. Between the reflect and because that spot is 25,000 HP, 3 nukes, which you have plenty of time to fire 3 before you get blasted into oblivion. Yeah, you get through that fight pretty easily. So.
And now we'll see this in action. With nuke.
Is it gonna be a punish? Oh, that's dangerous. So Pyre recognizing immediately, like, but leaving.
Interesting.
How interesting.
So what is our Wyvern holding today?
I don't know. I wonder if he's out of Star Veils. I was keeping an eye on Potato side. I didn't keep an eye on Pyre side to see if he was out as well. That could have been the problem. Maybe he just realized that, yeah, this isn't happening.
Yeah, you see him shopping the item shops.
So,
looking for Star Veils. Yeah, it's a risk to use your Star Veils earlier on these sets.
You do well. Here's the thing about that kit that we start with. It's the better kit, so you get a little bit more than the usual, but still only 2 to 4. It's like, well, I need one to survive Golbez, probably. I need one for Wyvern. I might need one for Bahamut. So you have to be very. I mean, it's a rationable thing.
Well, we've left the blue planet.
So,
are we doing a moon dive?
I mean, you have 2 objectives down there.
Kind of like it.
I'm not seeing the downside. So also, you're at 8 key items right now. So getting to 10 up here, probably not the most difficult proposition in the world.
If you do that, then you can wrap up with your Babel, your Giant, and you have all of your XP you're ever going to need.
Assuming that they give full experience and they're not, one of the fights that decides that we're going to cut it down to 75% or 50%, or why am I even doing this fight percent? Right? Because that's always a great time when you find dolls, it's CPU, and you're like, wow, that could have been 300,000 experience. Instead, I got 30K.
Or like Luge at the 64K XP spot.
Yeah, and you're just
shooting
like,
lasers at you for 6,400.
Where's all this great experience I was promised? Yeah, not in this seed. Sorry. Maybe next time.
Friedghough's getting the good news.
Yep. Turn in your pan.
P2 gets to run around that seed with adamant armor.
So, and music was the other one. Oh, that's fun. Are you a music fan, Mike?
I am.
Are you a music fan in this flag set?
No, I'm really wrestling with that.
If it's not an objective, are you a music fan in this flag set?
I'm leaning towards yes. And it's really the biggest strategic question I've been asking myself is, do I want to get my overworld checks all done if I can, so that I know when I hit go mode when I'm on the moon? So if I can stop my moon dive early because I'm just looking for one thing, I don't want to do all the moon because I didn't do music.
Right.
It's also a 4-minute check.
Yep.
When we're on comms, we are all music fans.
Yeah. When we're runners, we lose races because we leave music for the last check. I'm not speaking from experience, I swear.
I don't know anyone that's done that.
Nah, nobody's ever done that before.
In case both our runners sadly fade music, I do want to shout out Xenocat for a lot of their recent songs put into the pool. They've been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Have you heard any of the new ones? I got a new one recently.
Yeah.
I got Stardew Valley. I didn't even know that was in. I was impressed.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The first music played on the first restream was one that I submitted, so I was very excited to him. Get him for channel points. And for winning this tournament.
Yeah. You get music and a sprite.
And a sprite. Pick a Martin
The
sprite,
rumor, by the way, it's not a rumor, is that there is literally only one person that knows every sprite in the game. She's also the one that designs them.
Makes sense.
I've seen a lot. I ain't seen all of them. And I know there are some new ones out there that I really would love to see.
You did just get your Dragoon Spear.
Hey! Boy, gold dragons are not going to like Kain now. Unfortunately, though, not the key item we want. Like, at this point, you'd even take a Magma Key, because that puts you at 9. And all of a sudden, Plague Altar might put you at 10, and now Ribbon is, worth the full 200k, and Life is Beautiful, and... Or you just, hopefully you bought a few Sirens and you just do Gold Dragons,
We'll probably do... Did you do white spear here just to get a chance at the key before you do ribbon,
Yeah,
or do you ribbon
okay.
because it's an objective?
This is a fun conversation that we've had. If I have the sirens and I have a way to do dragons efficiently, I don't care what order I do these in. I'm perfectly fine doing ribbon. So even though I lose out on 100,000 because of it, I'll make it up with one set of gold dragons. Because
Ooh,
if
and we have
that
CPU,
has,
and we're
well, here's
fading
the
it,
thing:
and
if that had a Baron key and a package behind it, I'm gonna feel really dumb about trying to get to 10 key items via the Plague Altar and possibly Ogopogo.
I really like fading that CPU.
So
It's
that
slow.
is a fun 42,000 HP spot.
Fortunately, we have an adamant armor that's gonna really
Yep.
help here. We're just gonna nuke and nuke and nuke.
Yeah,
And
but
I believe
it's also 42,000 HP though.
did Pyre buy the Soma drop? 'Cause this is when you appreciate having one more nuke cast.
I don't know. So, but I'm pretty sure I know one of the runners. I saw somebody have a Lilith Rod on their foo and used it to steal MP for a fight. So if that exists, that's just Rob Rosa at this point.
Right. Right.
Speaking
There's
of,
always a way. Now, it's a
I
very
was looking
slow
like,
spell cast.
tell me I still have it. No, you don't. Nope. Nope. We're sorry.
Did see an elixir, so
This is gonna.
there's a way.
This is gonna hurt. Is he really gonna cast Psych?
Psych is, that wall is gonna move a lot before that Psych goes off. Psych is one of the slowest spell time casts.
Yeah, it's basically Meteor without the nifty side effects.
Oh right, I just saw a curse string go on a level 1 Rydia. We did have Bahamut. You could get Bahamut on and still curse your Rydia.
Yeah, you could, but you definitely
Maybe
don't
not
wanna
against
be...
Pale Dim though.
Yeah, you don't want to. Please don't summon against Pale Dim. Please don't summon against Pale Dim.
You're feeling floaty first.
Yeah, especially in a high. If you want to have some fun, summon against Pale Dim in a high magic power spot and watch what happens. It's a great time. You're like, excuse me, how much damage did that quake just do? Like, wait, what? Well, once again, hey, while we're waiting for these fights to resolve, once again, go follow everyone. Go follow the runners. Go follow Mike. Go follow Tybalt. Go follow Rumpf. They're all wonderful people.
And Martin, because it's his day.
I did.
He'll object.
I guess
don't listen to his modesty.
Look, just because the day is named after me, it doesn't make it my day. But it sounds good, though.
But we're getting crushed.
So, yeah.
The wall moved all the way. He had some time with that Psych cast.
The wall doesn't play by, look, time is a social construct, okay? Walls don't play with our concepts of time. They cheat. They move when they feel like it.
Breathing a little easier. Now, the Crush would not have eat Fu with the Adamant armor anyway.
No, because it
he was actually
the kill. Yeah. So, but an Avenger and a pass, though? That's not a terrible reward.
Other than you didn't get your key item.
No, you didn't. But a pass, because in all reality, your end game is going to be on Earth, saves you roughly 2.5 minutes. So, better you find it than not. Oh, and look at that. The Adamant changed hands.
Ooh, who do you switch it to?
Come on. Avenger, Adamant, Kane.
Yeah.
That's
I would put
pretty
it on
solid. And oh, well, hi there.
Now, when you take your Adamant off, doesn't that give you a slight problem in life?
Yeah. So you become weak to basically all the wonderful things that it helps you out with. Or you just kind of slap a protect ring on someone and fix that problem immediately. So, but yeah, if you just take it off somebody, don't be on the wrong side of an elemental spell. It it's not. It doesn't end well.
So we have both runners committing to fading Harp currently.
I would love
and
to
also
see...
Wyvern. So I say pick one or two fades, and they've done that.
Yeah, I mean, that Wyvern will live in their head and, kind of wonder. I'm curious if we see what I affectionately call Plan B here on CPU. I kind of wish we would. It'd be
bunch of Meteo?
Huh? No. Plan Q is basically berserk everyone and throw out a Meteo and just let the fight go however it does. No, Plan B, throw up a wall on yourself and cast Float and bounce it, and it's a 50-50 that it hits the little orb. And if it does, you can now cast Quake free of charge.
Whenever I try that, it hits the wrong guy.
And look, everybody has good and bad experiences with a reflecty floaty trick, okay?
We just had a great experience of getting raided with
Free Enterprise 2.
No spoilers, please.
Wait, there's 2 of these channels now?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we had 15
RPG limit
races.
break.
I said we have 15 races today. Of course we have 2 channels. Come on. Welcome, Raiders. By the way, please don't spoil the race. You've been around. You know what happens. Newspaper cuts suck. Also, newspaper ink gets all over your hands and everything. It's bad.
Not worth.
Yeah.
Can't confirm. Foo taking a vicious shot from Evil Wall for 1 damage.
Poor Foo, whatever will he do?
And our attacker is going down for Pyre. We're pretty close again.
There we go. Orbs are done. Also, that spot is terrible for experience. Can we talk about this? But you know what? I'll get over it because of the prize. So that's fair.
How interested are we in Zot? If, let's say, we were to find...
Well, all right, so here we go.
A tower key. Or Baron.
So...
Because Zot's slow.
Zot creates a couple problems, but it also introduces another element too. And it has to do with routing. Use the tower key and the... obviously, keyless tower, top tower, whatever you want to call it. So you have 2 plus the Wyvern sitting down there. So 3 plus possibly Lucas. So 4. But you have Twin Harp, Earth Crystal, and honestly, I would say if you find the Baron key, I think you loop them all and just live and die by the results.
Even though you faded, you do Harp last, right?
No, because Harp loops into Earth and Baron. The rotation is Harp into Earth into Baron.
I get that that's the quickest way to go, but
yeah, it's
you've committed to fading it this long.
Well, I mean,
it's I know
you've committed to fading Wyvern. Like, both of them looked at it. One of them tried it, and they both ran away. Are you ever walking back down that march? Probably, in all reality, no.
Point after you've faded things, you have to start deciding which things you faded you're going to now commit to. And yes, I agree.
Yeah, and it has to.
That's the one. That's the one that's with everything.
It has to do with the loop. Like I said, there's no better time to do the Twin Harp than when you have the Earth Crystal.
Do you like sushi?
And if you have the Baron key, so much the better because they just route one into the other flawlessly. So, and as we've been in the tournament for 3 days and played tons of these seeds, we've all seen super chains already. So any one item can sit there and daisy chain into 5 or 6 of them. So that probably is wearing on their minds too. If they do another probably spot on the moon and get nothing out of it, they're going to wonder just how much is gated behind that Earth Crystal.
Or Wyvern, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or Wyvern, or the Twin Harp, or, whatever it may be, so. Oh, yeah,
there's
we
the
can get
Magma key at long last. Which we could have done if we did D-Money earlier. It is there.
Yeah.
There's some Meteo swag.
Hey!
I know.
Potato's a man of the people. We're excited.
Plan Q is in effect.
Yeah.
there's no Qs in Friedghoughphtheightteeau Potato though. I don't think.
No, there is not. Also, thank you, Potato, for not trying to cast nuke on it. Wow, look at that. Orbs being nice.
CPU is also Orb of the People, helping us with our anchoring situation.
Yeah. Yeah, also, orb grind. Spoilers, don't orb grind at this spot, please. You won't like the results.
It looks like Pyre is going to check out the Mura spot. Oh, finish up on the Earth Crystal thing. The other have to overcome is all those shiny chests that you don't necessarily need at this point. The treasury.
Yeah.
Which at this point, an hour in, my party's pretty solidified. I don't know that I take that.
Well, let me paint a picture for you here. And I'm not going to agree with the routing on this because I think it's horrifically incorrect. You go to Earth and Cecil's sitting up there. You have to do the Forge, so you know he's going to have an Excal. You have an Adamant. But that also relies on the idea that either A, you're willing to do a couple Sirens to get him up into the 30s to do damage, or B, you're going to sit there and wait on doing the Giant until you start doing things back on Earth. I don't agree with that. In order to save flight time, you're doing the Giant as soon as you come off the moon.
Save the cutscene.
Yeah, exactly. You're saving a cutscene and time. We've seen enough races that are ties, and just no, you don't screw around with it. So, that being said, Cecil in the 30s with Excal Adamant still out damage most of what's in your party currently. So it's kind of a tough fade if you're going to commit to Earth and he's sitting up there. It's an interesting decision based on what levels you think you can get him before Z. So I don't know.
I congratulate you on that explanation, that dialogue taking exactly as long as Dr. Dialogue did.
Yeah, thank you. And all
Gives
that
a defense sword. Not what we wanted. Yeah. We got what we wanted from you, and that was good analysis.
Also, Rybon has a question in chat. Did someone say tie? No, nobody said tie. We're not allowed to talk about ties on the channel. Ties are a very bad word. I hear admins do not like ties because they have to retime a tie every time a tie occurs, and that creates very ornery admins. So ties please don't bring up ties ever again. Okay, just thank you, chat. This is a tie-free chat.
So what if everybody in the same division, in the same group, has the same record at the end of their runs?
Then I hope I get on comms for that match. I feel like that's a great answer.
Yeah, that's good.
Uh-oh. I think I may have said a word too much. I try to drive the point home, okay? Don't worry about me, folks. I've been newspapered enough. I've gotten used to it. Unless they start making the newspapers out of a thicker stock, then I might start worrying about it. So we're good. We're fine. Oh,
Pyre has some D-Lunars.
Yeah, hey, there's a fight you really don't want to use an Avenger on. I want to stop that one. So, hey.
How do these viruses feel in this spot? It's not the most magical.
Well, so I'm going to paint a picture here. You ready? This is one of my wonderful topics. I call it action economy, right? You see all these actions going on right now? Mm-hmm. Basically, punches and fires and Kane jumping and all these things. It's like, yes, Kane has a Dragoon Spear. So yeah, you could jump with these and take care of it. Everybody knows that the Lunars have a script where basically after they get 5 turns, they breathe on you.
Yeah, they're going fast enough to get frogs to come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and so if you just sat there and waited and put up walls at the appropriate moments and then turned them into frogs, that would actually go way faster than everyone sitting there trying to take actions, do damage, etc., so forth. It feels weird basically not doing anything in a fight, but not doing anything is sometimes the fastest way to get through a fight.
The frogs aren't that challenging in this game.
No, frogs implode.
This isn't Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And we do have one D-Lunar left, but we also have that Dragoon Spear.
Also, Plumeri asking the important question, how do bones breathe? We may never know.
The quad 9s seal the deal, and we're through value. And does it have value? Has life too for Rosa.
Also, Possum, best ideas are never original. So, yeah, you remember what I was saying about not finding anything else on the moon? Hey, we didn't find anything else on the moon.
We got a pass and a magma
got an
key.
Earth crystal.
An Earth crystal. So I guess you have to chase that at this point.
Yeah, no, it's that commit to your play thing. So if you're going to, I think Twin Harp's now in play.
Yeah. Both. I would still, I mean, I'd lose the seconds to do Earth Crystal in case it's exactly the chain you're looking for. So Earth Crystal to Baron, and the Baron spots have your package and your other half of Forge, and you're done, right? So I still think, but the odds are that you're right, and you should do both.
But it comes down to, you know, are you willing to lose to the Twin Harp when it is exactly this moment where it is best routed into what you're doing?
We are only at
that's what
108. I mean, we're going fast. We've cleared the moon, done the hook route. The runners both have to feel pretty good.
And we're dumping a save, and he's doing it. I personally hope he's rewarded for this play.
I mean, it is a move for the people, so...
It is.
Fido's about to get his, a lot of Kane weaponry on the moon.
Yeah, this has been a very Kane-heavy seed as far as weapons go.
We're even getting Balnab Z. Full experience. If you fight Balnab Z, do you then get all the XP?
I believe, yeah. I'm thinking.
I got the tough questions. I'm new here, so
yes, because that's considered the other part of the XP chain. I had to think for a second whether Logi obviously Logi transforms. If Balnab, no, he just explodes if he's left alone. So.
Being a couple coffins off.
Okay, but here's the problem though: you didn't kill. You didn't kill Dr. Logi. He transformed, so no, you'd still get partial XP.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd somehow have to kill every phase to get Matt's experience, which is impossible.
So we tried to get through Dark Elf cutscene quickly. Coffined Fu, turned into a mop, but sadly an attack got off before the second coffin. Yeah. But avoid the weak, at least.
Also, Future Man and Phineas brings up a valid point. Yeah, neither of them did the giant coming back. Well, we don't know about Potato yet, but Pyre did not. Also, we have music, so we get to be quiet for a little while. Y'all enjoy whatever this is. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so two things before we see the prize. One, amazing music. Two, very sad to see the turtle there. Was really hoping to be at 65K. Oh,
You were talking about that protect ring. Someone who switched their, if you switched your adamant armor, you could use that, but not what you're looking for.
Oh, no reward. I'm so sad. The harp did not work this time around, folks. That's okay. There's plenty of seeds where it's the play. Can confirm.
He might be feeling a little bit stressed after that, especially if Zot has the Baron key.
Possibly.
Time's still really good.
I mean, here's the thing. Pyre knows potato. Most people know potato. Potato is well known in the ladder circle for his prowess in the supermarket sweep fly set. He's not a slouch. So when you give someone of potato's quality 3 to 4 minutes, there might be a little bit of panic setting in. Just a little. Not much.
We've seen Wyvern already.
Yeah. No Wyvern,
we've seen the Gauntlet. We've seen...
There's nothing here
Golbez.
that shuts you down. So yeah, saving.
You can now not save with impunity.
Yeah, not too concerned about it. The only thing you need to make sure of, just keep your HP above half, in case Ogopogo, Leviathan, whatever, and you just get knocked immediately and can't stop it. But other than that, everything else is fine.
Righto, finishing up his D-Lunars. And we'll see what he does when he comes back. It's going to be very important.
Mm-hmm. Does he go the Giant?
Does he go to Wyvern? I mean,
yeah. Question. There's the Cecil.
We know there's an X-Cal at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not doing the Giant because they want to get their objective, get their X-Cal, and then get an XP on him.
I mean, it is extra flight time, but we all know the power of X-Cal Adamant Cecil. Even in the 30s, he's still silly. And in the 40s, he's way better. Also, that was an age joke, folks. Hi. Yeah.
There goes Rosa.
Yeah.
She served us well. Had a heroin robe.
2 DPS, a Berserk Blinkcaster, and an Anchor, and away we go.
Falling into the natural composition that you see in these flag sets. You see an Anchor, 2 Zerkers, and if you're lucky, a Fu.
Also, we can point out what Scala said. Hi, we're a rando community based around a 30-year-old game. Yes, hi, we're a rando community based around a game that is quite, in all reality, probably older than a good chunk of you. So, and yet it's still a great game.
It's also a great one of my favorite games.
Hey, speaking of community, you should go join our Discord if you're thinking of picking up the game. It's a great place, full of silly things. You learn a lot. There's a lot of knowledgeable people there. You too could be in this tournament or the next tournament. Also, I approve of the whippersnapper comment in chat. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Then I dealt the imp with a hard blow. That's from the vanilla game.
Oh, that's a Baron key.
There it is.
Here comes the chain. Uh-oh. Here we go. I mean, if this is exactly Adamant package, oh, that's gonna be ragged.
I don't know. I think Wyvern has something to say about one of those. But yeah,
I would hope so. But boy, is that gonna sting.
We'll find out shortly. Is there anyone in the basement that gives us any pause at all at this point?
Not with an anchor. I mean, personally, I'm a fan of seeing Leviathan there just because the Ice 2s are hilarious. But they're not going to kill you, not with Adamant. So, you're fine. I'm more questioning who's on the Giant. That's where we could have some fun.
We haven't seen Demist yet, have we?
No, there could be 65,000 of Demist up there, and that's always a treat.
Your low-level Excal Cecil isn't going to help you too much.
No, and it's funny when we were looking at the assignments for doing comms and all that, and I saw Harumph was the restreamer on this. Harumph is very widely known for sticking a Demist at a very bad place. Usually ends up being the Leviathan spot in the March. I'm also okay with it being at Elements instead. Like that's perfectly fine for a plan B. So.
I mean, these guys are going too fast anyway. We need a little more time.
Yeah, right? I mean, I do love the fact that we're literally an hour 17 in, and they're like both just kind of chasing each other. Like the routing is not changing between the two of these. That's how great these two are. So, I love it.
A little bit of character divergence because we have the curse ring. We can now keep Fu and curse him as needed.
Yeah, 5 agility Fu is widely considered one of the best anchors in the game because most of his spells still do things.
Still get the 2,000 HP. I mean, it's not to love.
Also, Pyre doing the Swag Baron. I like it. Also, sad Mylon. Yeah.
You have the original copy of this game growing up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, before I owned it, I used to play at my friend's house. His dad ended up buying him the game, and as a wee Martin. This is back when video games were, I get to make this joke because I'm old. They were expensive back in the day. I mean, we're talking in the 90s where a video game was literally $80.
Yeah, mine cost $70, which was
like,
a ton of money.
Do you know how much that would cost
game.
in today's dollars? That's a lot of money. Okay, tower key could lead to something. Okay. So we need Baron Throne to be Adamant or package, and we're still in the wheelhouse.
And if it is, and the value is at that Wyvern, we could see a cheeky play, and tables could still be turned on this race.
I mean, at that point, you're there, though. Like, you're going down. You do tower. Tower turns out to be nothing. You're literally, like... I'm pretty sure I can kick Edward from the tower to the march and clear all the lava. That's how much we can kick Edward.
Definitely the logical place.
Yeah, very much so.
If you're feeling a little bit behind, you might just make a crazy play. We'll see. I mean, a unique play.
I'm curious to see where this goes. I mean, we're running out of checks, so it's not like there's a lot left.
XLC 28 out of 28.
Look.
Things were looking so good.
When the admins brainstormed the idea behind this tournament, and they wanted a high completion rate, they nailed it. They really did. I think the lowest I've been so far has been 10 out of 17, and that was a stretch. But they lean heavy on the 17 out of 17 side. So. Also, small child facing the wrong way. Also, like, there were already many, and you're gonna stone them for good measure. That's not nice.
I do love
Like, wow.
the new sprites and that randomization is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Get some funny things sometimes.
Oh yeah, very much so. There's the package. Okay. So basically, at this point, it's 50-50. Also, hi. Great to see you. Too bad you are exactly this late.
You know, we've had a lot of things for you to yeet this whole race. But...
Yeah, boy, have we had stuff to throw.
Now you will be yeeted yourself, Edge. Sorry. Ever equip an Avenger here? Yeah, it's not nice when you're.
Oh no,
swinging.
you know what's hilarious at this spot? Have you ever tried running with a high agility anchor in that spot before?
No.
Oh, do you know how long it takes Radia to actually call Titan forward? About 30 seconds. It's
Oh no.
terrible. You just stand there. It's like, are you going to kill me here soon, or what's going on?
If you're high agility anchor and you have an Avenger running, then you're there for a very long time.
Well, I mean, you just have to do 65,000 HP worth of damage, and then you just get through the fight. It's terrible. All right, so yeah, the nice part about the package objective, all you have to do is burn down the town. You don't have to go get the character to make it work. So yeah, basically this is go and sit through the cutscene, the tower going, and pray to God that it spits out a adamant. Because if it doesn't, unfortunately,
Our old friend 28 out of 28.
Yeah, I mean, we have the party firepower now that Wyvern's not a problem, but it stings. It does, knowing that it was sitting there that long ago and just like, ugh.
Yeah, especially if you invested some time to take it out early too.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty close.
Or wonder maybe my opponent had a Star Veil or I didn't and got through it somehow. Like, ugh. It's not a good headspace to get into. So yeah, we have top of tower, which this is smart because you do top of tower if this is exactly adamant. Tower key's worthless.
Did Frido?
I don't think it will be though.
Did Frido do top of tower?
No. No,
okay.
don't.
So we've all faded. It's another fade spot then.
Yeah. Also, Moobot doing good work. See all the upcoming community races. Don't worry, folks. We will cover literally all of the races tomorrow. I'm gonna just poke a little fun at the community. It's amazing in a tournament setting where it's like, hey, y'all have 3 weeks to get your matches done, and literally everybody tries to schedule all of them immediately. So y'all are like, wow, why are there 12, 15 races a day? People aren't patient. That's why. There's 15 today. There's 15 tomorrow too. So we'll break them all down for you here at the end of the stream. So
does Frido know about the Penguinator special?
Maybe you take a swing at it.
That could be an interesting play given the race right now.
Yeah. That's a sand ruby. That's not it.
Fredo meeting his edge and also yeeting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sad that DKC is there. I would love to see him at CPU. He's way more fun up there.
You know, it was nice of him, though, to do just enough damage to take out Rydia.
Poor Rydia's like, what did I do? Yeah, well, you know, sorry.
Bad guys have been very accommodating to the anchors for the runner today.
Right?
Taking out Rydia, Pain Man.
It's always a great time when you go through like I'm not going to say a long boss fight, but like a semi-long boss fight. And somehow at the end, they have literally avoided killing your anchor the entire fight. And you're like, great, well, there goes that anchor. Like, oh. All right, potato side.
Yep, he'll need a Opinionator special to.
You do.
Make up time.
I mean, but it comes down to, do you think you're behind? Like, you look at the runners and what they've done. Like for potato, that wyvern was like about the only thing that he, didn't just get through. So it makes you wonder.
And
survey says, oh, there it is. Earth Crystal literally had everything. And here's me being surprised.
We're doing the whole thing. So the lesson of this seed has been kind of chase your late finds. You find a tower key, you find Earth Crystal. If you do it in this case, then you have value.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it like this, like, if you don't chase it, you have to assume that your opponent either did Wyvern, Twin Harp, top of tower, at which point you're probably dead in the water. So if that Earth Crystal had led to nothing, you're probably in all reality done. So you might as well follow it to its conclusion and hope there's something there that makes it required. In this case, it was just all the required.
But he did commit to, this is Frido, he committed to his fades of Harp and of Wyvern, and those two did pay off.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's part of racing is you have to be okay with the results, win or lose. Like, if you're going to commit to the fade and you lose because of it, that's part of the game. That's why it's a randomizer. They can't always work out for you. Yep, there's the reset out of the Sand Ruby, and back to the Tower Key we go.
Yeah, that was a nice save scum there.
Saves just a little bit of time doing it.
And both runners, I mean, they're gonna likely, in all likelihood, get through a seed where they did most of the seed with a hook, with a giant, and not be looking at anything close to 2 hours. It's very impressive from both runners.
Yeah, very much so. And there's the Excal that we've been patiently waiting for. And yeah, Cecil will easily have obscene amount of levels by the time this is done. But who's at 65k today? Oh, why?
No.
Harumph, we're having a conversation after the stream. Just saying. Bro.
I like the hourglass move. Just don't give him a chance to give you a glance.
Yeah, well, don't give a chance for the big doll to come out. Just don't even risk it.
Is this a time where you consider some Meteo?
And there goes Rydia. Bye, Rydia. Swag Meteo? I'm here for Swag Rocks. Fire it up. Let's go.
We're berserking. What about Quake here? It's not going to get all the job
Won't
done.
do enough of the back dolls, but I mean, it's a viable solution. So this does create a little bit of an interesting problem here. Obviously you're not getting full experience from this fight. Cecil will get a few levels out of it. If the same problem happens in the next fight, he's gonna be low going into Z.
Are there any low XP fights left?
What
did
is
Elements,
doing
we
the
did
pool that
Bluegay.
isn't the full 300?
Did Bomb.
I don't know.
Chat is saying that not even Meteo can get the job done.
It wouldn't surprise me with the way the HP split works in this spot. It's a really weird formula. Probably the worst thing you could see there is Mega Sisters just on the HP pool that they have. But there's some other ones you don't want to play with. Like CPU. That's always a great time at this spot. Not even saving. I like it. Most of the nasty ones are out of the way, so yeah, it's fine.
There's some slow stuff, but nothing that is. Oh, and it's
okay, so this
looks like
is
free
yeah.
XP.
So yeah, this is gonna be a life glitch, and this is gonna go a 450,000. So that just fixed our levels for Cecil. So there we go. That's exactly what you wanted to see at this spot. Yeah, that is about as free of a giant as you're gonna see.
Both runners in go mode now.
So not bad. Also, I like Plumeria's idea. Yeah, Life 2 glitch. If anyone hasn't done that before up here, it's hilarious. Oh, well.
We have lots of foos.
Dupe foo. Okay.
That would have been interesting had you done a early D machine here, and then especially with the curse string, you could have all kinds of casters.
Oh yeah. And there's our crystal. That is Pyre and go mode. We are probably 5 minutes out from a finish here, so. Now, obviously the important question is, are we going to fly the whale there and take out the house in Troya? And the answer is yes.
Yep, there it is. You did build a
I'm
parking
not
spot
telling
for the
you
whale.
all what's in that house. If I did, you wouldn't like me very much. You just have to go into Troya and look for yourself, okay? But we're here. We have a pass. People are getting set up for Z.
Hey, I see these questions in chat.
I don't know. Look, they always tell me to go take a nap. It's probably because I'm old. I've gotten used to it by now. So, but no.
Oh, it's for sleeping? I thought they wanted to know who was going to be at the Z spot. I'm worried about D-Mist. I mean, counter Big Bang sound painful.
That would actually be fun, especially if you could get the animation. That would be hilarious. But no, really, what are they asking, Mike? Since it's your first time here.
Yeah, so the last boss, Zeramos, he's too powerful to be in a random spot. You put him in an Antlion cave, and you're going to be very stuck. So instead of randomizing the boss, we get a random sprite. So what are we going to do that sprite tonight, Martin?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm here for the Z fight. What's the question?
I believe it's whose Badoosh are we going to skadoosh tonight?
That works for me. Also acceptable, what is the Matrix? You know, that could have worked as well. What are we up to now? 500 and... look, it's a large number. There is a big number of sprites.
And huge shout outs to Shala Kitty for all the work.
Scala works entirely too hard. Make sure everyone tells her that too. Maybe she'll actually believe it one of these days. she'll probably still continue and work just as hard. But, you know, we tried.
Any sprite you're hoping for?
550 plus. That number has grown a lot since I first was here. That is a lot of sprites. Yep, Excal into Avenger. Cecil does very large numbers here shortly.
And we've got...
That is colorful.
Novamus. Yeah, this particular Z sprite tends to beat me, so... Better luck to Pyre.
Also, boy, is that clock having some issues. Sitting there looking at the pointers on that clock and... Oof, what time is it? I don't know.
It's probably not enjoying Excal Cecil and soon to be zerked up Kane all at RA1 and maybe even some nukes coming its way.
I'm gonna go with no. I feel like this, you know, once again, we're back into that whole action economy thing. It's one of those where it's like, let your Zerkers swing, throw out the Cure 4, keep them at full power, but they're both above Big Bang threshold. Oh, and Adamant armor too, so.
I'm seeing 25, 45. If you can get one nuke to maybe save you a second Big Bang cast, is it worth it?
No. It's like the animation time for it. I mean, he's gonna throw up a wall probably and throw one out. But I mean, you're putting out probably 8,000 to 9,000 around. That's kind of in Wombo threshold. That's where you go into second Big Bang right into PDO afterwards. Adamant has a pretty good shot at fading it. So I say just let him swing and sit there. Yeah. If you're really concerned, queue up the Cure 4. But he's going to try and nerf it with a direct nuke. Timing should be solid for this.
Rightos through the giant.
Yep, gonna get his crystal, and yeah, we're gonna get back-to-back Z fights. So this is gonna be good. Yeah, there's your nerfed Big Bang, and yeah, this is done. Cecil brings it home. Sit back, relax, enjoy the fireworks, and hope your opponent hasn't typed "done."
Fu evades, Cecil swings, and we are done.
We have a Nova going down in quasi almost but not really flames. GG to Pyre.
139.55.
For, in all reality, a full clear. It's a heck of a time. It really is. Let's see if we can get Pyre in here for an interview.
I heard a ding. Pyre, are you with us?
And I see a Pyre. Hi, Pyre.
Hello.
GG.
Great race.
Thank you.
That twin heart bother you at all when it came back with nothing? Were you concerned?
A little bit, because I was thinking of just rushing up the Earth Crystal since that was the only thing really on the moon. But if I did skip the harp there, that was going to be my last check, and it would have been terrible routing. So since I was there, might as well stop and do it.
That's pretty much exactly what we set up here in the booth. It's now or never, and yeah, cost you a little time, but you know you committed to it, and I mean it still came out with a win. Fun seed though.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. Trying to think of any question I have. Only one I can really think of, that Wyvern. So Potato took a swing at it. Ended up finding a Star Veil in his travels. So he had one for it, but couldn't get through it. Did it even cross your mind to possibly consider playing the wall game with Fu and maybe trying it?
No, not at that point. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have had enough damage to really get him down.
Okay. Other than
So,
that, I mean, go ahead, Mike.
Pyre, you came into this 0-1, a really tough group, tough match. Played really solid. Did you feel like you needed to take any risks, or did you play just your standard game?
I just try to play my standard game because I notice if I try to take extra risks, then I just do a lot worse. So just try to play my game and do the best I can.
Chat brought up a valid point. I actually talked about this one earlier too. We talked about the giant and basically coming off the moon, where you can save, basically one of the flight times by doing the giant coming off the moon. Neither of you did that. Was it in your head at that point that possibly Cecil was sitting up on Zot and with access to an Adamant and Excal and an Avenger, that it was something that maybe you were going to route and do a little differently and take him if he was there? Was that kind of the plan at that point?
Nope.
Or
the plan was just to go with what I had because it was good enough.
Yeah.
But I don't really consider going straight off the giant off the moon. The reason is if I'm coming back from the full clear of the moon, I'm powerful enough. And if I have the pass, then as soon as I get back from the giant, it just can go straight south and then land right at Troya.
Very valid point. So
We saw that early Fu, and then we saw Tella, and we kind of joked about D Machine, and you were in ZZ4 with us, so you probably never want to see D Machine again. But was there any thought at all of maybe doing a grind with a giant objective?
I considered it if I found enough mages and if I knew where Val was, but with Kane there already, and he had decent equipment already, so didn't really too consider, but I did cross my mind once or twice because I do like to go to the moon as quickly as possible, even though it has had nothing quite a while for at least my last few seeds.
anything else, Mike?
Yeah, 140 clear, with basically a full clear, is a really impressive time. How did you feel about the seed? Did you feel really comfortable with it?
Yeah, it was pretty comfortable and pretty fun. I seem to be, or I feel like I'm slightly better at, like, the bracket stages where you don't have all the full power, unless it's like Supermarket Sweep or something, then you just have everything. But if I try to loot and get the power, I waste so much time that the power doesn't even catch me up. So I just try to go with what I have with enough power to get me through everything decently quick. But the seed itself played pretty smoothly. It gave a lot of stuff because a lot of times I'm running around with no gear on my melee characters because I don't do any overworld shopping, so I never have bandanas or black belts or something. So whenever I see one of those, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Nothing I've got on my side. Pyre, the floor is yours. If you got anything you want to say, by all means.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks.
Are you ready for your next match tomorrow?
I am.
All right. We're looking forward to seeing it. So go enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations on a very impressive win.
Thank you.
GG's,
You guys have a good
Pyre.
night.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
And yes, I may have just spoiled the Pyre's next race is tomorrow, but that's okay. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we're finishing up Z here. We had a raid from good guy JDP. Thank you.
Hey, we know that JDP character. Here is pretty all right. Even says in his name he's good. See what I did there?
I did. And there's a finish.
There goes Nova again. Wow. It's like we're seeing the same thing exactly over.
145.52, another good time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, we talked about this. It was a lot of fun watching these two literally just kind of tailgate each other. The entire seed, they were just tied together for so much of it. So we'll see if we can get Potato in here for an interview. Speak of the devil.
Hello.
A name so long that it barely fits on screen. Hi, Potato.
Hello.
GG, well done.
Thank you. GG to
Yeah.
Pyre. That was a good one.
Yeah,
You raced
what do you
pretty
think
good
of that seed?
yourself.
What'd you say, Morton? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. What do you think of that seed?
It was interesting. I'm really glad that Wyvern ended up not burning me, so to speak, directly.
I figured at that point you'd be like, I don't really want to go back and deal with this thing again. Like, if I lose
Yeah,
to
it was in my mind the whole time, since
Yeah.
I probably could have got through. At that point, maybe, I don't know, but time lost.
Yeah, we thought it was a very bold move taking that Wyvern, and you almost had it. So
Yeah, I was already at battle
sometimes it
speed
wins,
6, and
Yeah.
I had the 1-star veil to give it a go. But I
Yeah,
wasn't
we actually
gonna.
commented on it after the fact. Was like the very next fight you went and did that you learned nuke via Fu. It's like, I bet Potato wishes he had that for that fight.
Yeah,
That would've
you're
gotten
right.
him through it.
Yep, that would have
Yeah.
made it a more doable thing for sure. And then that definitely was something I thought about after I saw Nuke pop up shortly thereafter. Was going back while I'm down there and getting rid of it. But
Yeah.
one thing I really respected about that run was your committing to your fades. Like you say, you picked up a little bit of time there at the end. Were you tempted to go back to anything you had faded other than Top of Tower?
I mean, they were always in my mind, but I really wanted to because at that point, if that was where something I needed was, especially if that was where like the Baron key gating something else was, I was probably already lost. So I just chased when I got back from the moon and only had the Earth Crystal to show for it. I just decided to chase that until it ended, no matter where it led, and I can't help but check the top of tower when I'm there in a situation like that. I'm not going to risk running out and the top having the thing I needed. So
It's absolutely fair. So, unfortunately, not the the result you wanted. But
I'll take a 6-minute time difference. Honestly, a lot of these racers are just incredible, and I'm not quite up to many of their speeds yet. So.
I mean, you're not exactly a slouch either there, Potato. Like, give yourself
145.
145 for an all reality, a full clear.
Not just a full clear, but you had a hook route and a giant too. I mean,
yeah,
this is a really good run.
Solid time. So, it may not be a win, but that's a time you can be proud of.
Yeah, I definitely feel pretty good about the time I put up for this one.
Yeah.
I never like seeing complete the giant. It's not it's a good objective. I wish in this case I had done it much sooner. But it's one that always it kind of weighs on my mind the whole seed until it's over, and that and Launch the Falcon, if hook rod or not, starting a seed with that as an objective just puts me somewhere different mentally, I feel like.
Yeah. That's something you grow into as you play more of these seeds. You'll get there. So, plenty of matches left, obviously, for you and your group. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be scheduling some of those next week. I don't have any scheduled right now because I'm moving this weekend. So.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, no, definitely looking forward to seeing whatever your races are next week. So it was a heck of a run on your part. So, congratulations, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Oh yeah, there will be more Potato.
Yeah. You got anything else there, Mike?
Question I wanted to ask Potatoes. I understand you really like Supermarket Sweep. You like that power, and these are high power flags too. Did this see did it feel like the amount of power that you like to see in this game?
I really enjoyed having Fu pretty much from the start. Having him as the hook character and knowing that I could leverage that was a lot of fun. I really like having Edge early or Fu early in these flags because you get to leverage a little bit of extra power. And Kane, for me, is a perfectly acceptable, third pick there. I didn't have the greatest weapons for him early, but later on he did his job. So, and yeah, I really enjoy getting to swing the big swords and wear the good armor.
Well,
again,
once again,
great race.
yeah, great race.
I was very impressed with both of you, and I'm excited to see your future runs.
Thank you both very much, and thank everybody restreaming and tracking and putting on the tournament. It's a big deal. There's a lot of matches, a lot of people to coordinate, and all that work that goes into it is very much appreciated. So thank you all.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Have a good evening.
You too.
Mike, you survived comms.
I did.
See, that
thank
wasn't
you,
so
Martin. It was a
bad.
pleasure. I mean,
That wasn't
you
terrible.
made it easy.
Yeah. And hey, guess what? Potato set up a great segue. Talking about all the matches. Are you all ready? You got like 3 minutes. We're going to do this. In Discord, you can find this in the Adamant Match channel. We're covering all the matches tomorrow. Although for some of you, because you're East Coast, it's actually today. So here we go. 12 o'clock Eastern, Xenocat and Alchemy. 2 o'clock back here on the Free Enterprise channel, just kinda against Boney C. Also at 2 o'clock, Stone Dingley versus Technolink. 5 o'clock Eastern, Neon Gray versus Klopfer. That is on our alternate channel, the Free Enterprise 2 network. 6 o'clock, Simbu and BG Rich, 419. 7 o'clock, Beauty and Discovery against Elvin Sorrow. 8 o'clock, Saradin and Rex Raoul. 8 o'clock as well. This is going to be one of the big ones. Possum Morpheus and Flurry 14 being restreamed on Free Enterprise. Ooh. Also at 8, Bad Karma and Infinius. Poidrak and Kedril. 9 o'clock, Dia versus NG Dave. Also, Pyre coming back tomorrow, 9 o'clock against Lenifis. That will be on the Free Enterprise 2 network. Also at 9, Sorbius against Reckless Charlie. Lord Bobry versus Scratch Dragon. 10 o'clock, Gambit versus Zeke Highwind. And ending the night, wait a minute, what is this name? This is on the Free Enterprise channel tomorrow. Step Lively against, wait, Mike.
Well, there's just one Mike? I have an alter ego.
Mike 34. What is this? You're on the channel in a race tomorrow?
I'm playing? I guess I signed up.
Do you have a clone?
33
Come watch
of them.
Mike play tomorrow night, folks. This is going to be great.
That is a full slate, Martin.
That is
you gotta catch your
15
breath.
races. I hope you all have multiple monitors or multiple devices to consume your viewing pleasure with, because, yeah, that is a lot. So
clear your schedule. It's going to be an awesome day of races today. And I'm a pink puff, and I believe we're going to send our viewers over to another wonderful pink puff. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe it's Ultras Professional, and they are doing some Adamant Cup practice. So more Free Enterprise. We're going to overdose you all on Free Enterprise by the time we're done. So
we'll give Ultros a look. Hello. Don't know spoilers, and everyone have a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Take care of yourselves. Mike, it was a pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you in the booth again, but I'll be watching your race tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Martin.
Yeah. A pleasure as always. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.